Good evening, everyone. A BYU professor is under investigation by the university for his controversial and some say flat-out crazy theories about the attacks on the World Trade Center 5 years ago.
Dr. Stephen Jones is on paid administrative leave for what BYU officials call increasingly inflammatory accusations. ABC4's Chris Jones is here. And Chris, I understand the professor is now naming names.
Yeah, that's right. He was on a radio program earlier this week, and he said that two advisors inside the Bush administration, Paul Wolfowitz and Daniel Pearl, along with a shadowy rogue organization, are behind the attacks. Now, BYU is questioning his science and the direction of his accusations. There were explosives placed inside the World Trade Center that brought the buildings down in 2001. The planes that crashed into the building were all part of a plan to cover up the bombs inside.
Well, let's get started. We have a lot of material to cover.
At least that's the theory of BYU physics professor Stephen Jones.
This looks like it could be controlled demolition.
He's been promoting the idea for months, and here he speaks to a packed house at Utah Valley State College. He's also the co-founder of Scholars for 9/11 Truth. His webpage questions what happened on September 11th and claims the government may have been behind the attack. BYU says his science is not backed up and his accusations are explosive.
We are concerned about the increasingly accusatory and speculative nature of some of the comments.
On Radio West this week, Jones says he knows who orchestrated the attacks.
A much larger group behind these, which is the international banking cartel.
Bob Goldberg is a conspiracy theory expert at the University of Utah.
The World Bankers is code. Okay, World Bankers is code for Jews.
Hi, how are you? Chris Jones from Channel 4.
Jones has not granted any interviews today, but he did speak briefly with us when we stopped by his office.
It's not pleasant, obviously, to have this sort of thing, but I mean, we're working together to see what we can do.
He continues to believe that his theory is solid.
And this whole process doesn't change what you believe happened on 9/11.
Well, my paper calls for an investigation. I still believe an investigation is urgently needed.
Now, the professor is not alone in his beliefs. This is from July 2006. It's a Scripps-Howard, Ohio State University poll. It found that 36% of Americans suspect that federal officials assisted or knew about 9/11 attacks before they happened.
So he's being investigated by the university. What exactly are they looking for?
Well, when you get to say things, when you get to be a professor, you have to back your theories up with peer-reviewed papers. So what they want to do is they want to go back through the papers and see if there is some scientific evidence behind them, if there are others in his field that say, yes, indeed, these are true.
And if not? All right. Thank you very much, Chris. The State Department recently issued a 10,000-page study that refutes the theories of Professor Jones, and if you would like to read his controversial document along with the studies that go against it, go to our website at abc4.com and click on the top story link.
Monday is the 5-year anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. Tonight in Sandy, dozens of volunteers just finished setting up thousands of flags. The Healing Field, which honors those killed on 9/11, is now open for the public. ABC4's Elizabeth Herr is live in Sandy. And Liz, I understand there's something new this year.